Hey guys. Alright, so I decided to go ahead and start my Pinterest series tonight on my homesteading pins. And this series isn't going to end right away. There's going to be a lot of little tiny mini series in all of this because I have a lot of homesteading sections in my homesteading pin folder. So and not only is it going to incorporate everything on here, it's going to incorporate everything that I have written in my homesteading binder, which I will get. So, I did show the front of my homesteading folder on Pinterest, and I just want to show you guys, I'll read off to you guys what I have. Sorry about that. Anyway, so the sections that I have on my homesteading folder, in my homesteading folder, are number one, Amish living, because I like some of the things, on their lifestyle. I mean, they're off-grid, basically off-grid homesteaders. They don't. There's some of them that are more heavy on they'll stay away from the technology, anything modern kind of thing. Some of them have some of the modern conveniences. But I like some of their recipes. I like, they have some different medicinal things that they use. There's one thing that I do want to make that I found a lot of recipes for is a Amish drawing salve. Okay, another one is Homestead alcohol, and that is making your own like wines and cordials and like wine. Okay, more like wines, and there's one about a ginger beer and just things like that. I only wrote out a couple of those ones because I'm not gonna be real heavy into that one. I'm just gonna stock up on the stuff that we need for our homemade medicines and stuff. So, and then I have homemade animal starts, and that one I geared towards like the beginning animals for a beginning homesteader kind of thing. And then I have homestead babies, and that's I kind of geared that one on just like homemade things for new babies and new mothers. And then barns, and that's I have quite a few in there on like how to build your own barn, plans for building a barn, building your own pole barn, building a barn out of pallets. It's more on like how to build a barn like on a budget, just different things like that. So, and then there's beekeeping. And as I said before on my other videos, we are going to be getting into beekeeping. And that's going to more than likely end up being something I'll have to do by myself, but it's okay. Now, I will be watching Doug and Stacy's videos on their beekeeping adventures, because he also explains how to build your own beehives, how to catch your own swarms, because you're supposed to keep it local. So, and then Homestead Beginnings, and then in this one, it's more like different okay, one of them is titled 30 Things You Should Stop Buying and Start Making, or 30 Homestead Skills to Learn ASAP. Start a homestead wherever you are. How to homestead alone. Homestead skills 3 to 5-year-olds can learn. Midlife homesteaders going natural 1 month at a time. And then I have another pin on homesteading books. Now those, I'm probably just going to read the titles off to, or of. I actually have some of these books that I'll be getting when I have Aaron send down the books that I want. But it's just kind of a list of different homesteading books. And then I have another one called Homesteading Breakfasts. Trying to incorporate some different healthy breakfasts that can be made on the homestead, and stuff that's going to actually give you the energy and nutrition that you need to get your work done. So, and then homestead building, and this incorporates I have some in here that don't belong in that one. One of the things I have in here is 30 amazing uses for old pallets. How to build a shed using pallets, old windows, and something else. Build a mousetrap to protect homestead gardens. How to build a garden gate. Backyard pallet projects. Stuff like that, so. Homestead butchering, and that one's obvious. Homestead cabin building, and I started I started saving these pins before I found the YouTube channel Kyle's Cabin, because we were really looking into being able to build our own cabin on our own property. Now remember, I started this long before we ever moved. This was probably 7 years ago. And these are titles of pin sections that I'd started in my old Pinterest page at least 7 years ago. So, maybe 8 years ago. And then I have homestead candle making, homestead canning, which that also has, I incorporated a lot of jellies and jams and just stuff like that. Anything that had to do with canning that I've found, I put in there. Homestead chickens. And I have a lot of really good information in this one. There's one called 15 Medicinal Herbs for Chickens to keep them healthy and pest-free. 10 Tips on Caring for Chickens in the Winter to keep them warm and healthy. There's a whole bunch of them. And there's one, the first 6 weeks of raising chicks. And then I have Homestead Christmas, which in that one I have a lot of different Christmas recipes for different gift idea kind of things. I have some dinner ideas and stuff like that in there. Gift ideas. I even have how to make your own colored sugar. So, I have a lot of different things in that one. And then homestead cleaning, and in that one, I have put a lot of things in there, there's one called 101 Useful Baking Soda Household Hacks. There's another one, 5 Simple Steps to a Paperless Kitchen. How to make non-toxic citrus and vinegar cleaning sprays. I've made that. How to make your own zero waste sponges. Make your own natural cleaners, and this one has listed an all-purpose cleaner, a shower and tub cleaner, glass cleaner, air refreshener, toilet bowl cleaner, and drain cleaner. And then there's one called Make Your Own Daily Shower Spray, your own natural Lysol recipe, 101 do-it-yourself household cleaners. There's even do-it-yourself fizzy toilet cleaner bombs, how to make your disinfecting wipes. So, I mean, there's a lot of different ones in there. Homestead composting, and these I incorporated like how to start composting, how to build your compost bins, how to like turn it to make sure that everything breaks down the way it's supposed to, stuff like that. And then there's Homestead cooking, and I have a lot of the recipes in here that I have for that is like how to grain mill and make your own flour, how to make fresh mozzarella, how to make homemade extracts, fruit powders, vintage cooking skills, making and using vinegars. I have some homemade bread recipes in here, sourdough starters, 35 things to make from scratch, pie crust, homemade gravy mix, hot cocoa. So there's a lot of different things in there. One of the things I have in there is called homemade Nesquik. You can home make pretty much anything. Make your own buttermilk. Make your own baking mixes. 8 instant dry soup mixes that you can make yourself. Different ways to make apple cider vinegar. How to make potato flour. Homemade pickling spices. Homemade ranch dressing. There's a whole bunch of different stuff in there. Alright, and then Homestead cows, and that's on obviously how to raise cows and how to take care of them and how to make food for them, what kind of food to grow for them, milking supplies. There's something called udder balm. That's something that you can put on the udder of the cow to where it's, when it gets irritated from nursing, that it helps to heal that. And then there's one called Homestead Family Cow Milk Cow Basics, Cattle Farming for Beginners, stuff like that. So there's Homestead Crafts. That one's kind of self-explanatory. Homestead Crocheting, because I love to crochet, as I said before, which that'll help us out with the business end of our homestead. Homestead Dehydrating. Now, if we end up with, quite a bit of extra dehydrated goods, I'll throw some of them in with, our homestead business end. Homestead Desserts. Homemade desserts. Made a little healthier. I have one on Homestead Dogs and like how to choose the best dogs for your farm. Homestead Drinks. Now this one I incorporated 12 things like 12 clean drinks that are better than soda. And another one, how drinking apple cider vinegar helps you sleep deeply all night. Benefits of apple cider vinegar. I don't know why that one's in there. Saved it at the wrong pin, apparently. Fermented soda recipes. How to make lacto-fermented blueberry soda. Kick the soda habit with probiotic water kefir. And these are all really healthy drinks. So they're going to benefit your body instead of harming your body. Anti-inflammatory spiced hot cocoa. And I might actually do that one because I love hot cocoa and I desperately need the anti-inflammatory. Fermented blueberry soda, fermented elderberry soda. There's a whole bunch of stuff like that, so can't wait to actually start making those. Homestead ducks, and obviously that's on like how to care for ducks and plants you can grow to feed them, how to care for baby ducks, that kind of thing. 5 best duck breeds for laying eggs, duck breeds for your backyard. Then I've got one on homestead expenses. That's a newer one. I only have one in there. 5 off-grid expenses we didn't expect. Homestead fences, and that's on like how to build different fences and what kind of fences to use and build and that kind of thing. Homestead ferments. Homestead food forest. Now I've kind of looked into permaculture, and I'm, still debating on that one. We have a lot of woods on our property, so I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to set it up. But I'll figure that one out. Homestead foraging, and that's obviously foraging for wild medicinal plants, wild edible plants, wild greens that you can eat, just wild healthy foods that are edible and are beneficial to your health. And then there's homestead fruit bushes, homestead fruit trees, and that's on being able to grow them, basically how to grow them from seed and how to care for them. And with the fruit bushes, there's even how to grow them from cane cuttings, and with the trees, there's how to grow them from grafted parts of, the small parts of the branches. Whole bunch of information like that. Then there's homestead gardening, and that obviously that incorporates a whole list of stuff. Homestead geese, and again, like the other animals, it's how to care for them, how to raise them, things you can grow to feed them that are healthy for them. Homestead gifts. Now, this is things that I put in here that can be made and used for gifts for Christmas, birthdays, that kind of thing. So, and homestead greenhouses, and that one speaks for itself. Homestead guinea fowl, because I do want guineas. Homestead harvesting, and that's like on some of the different things that you kind of takes a little bit more to harvest them than other things. Homestead health, that includes even like healthy snacks like homemade healthy fruit roll-ups, pineapple water, ginger turmeric bone broth, the nourished kitchen, sugar detox, stuff like that. Homestead herbal medicines. Now this is going to be a long list of things. It's going to take a while to get through this one. But herbal medicines, it's a big one. A big one. There's pins in here on making elderberry syrup, garlic and honey, how to make an herbal Tylenol alternative, fire cider, overnight trick to get rid of cold sores, water remedies with different things, just a whole bunch of different things. Like, Yeah, that one's going to be huge. Homestead horses. And obviously that's the same thing as the other ones on like how to take care of them and also different things that you can grow for to feed your horses and things that they can't eat. And even write down the do-it-yourself shelter plans and easy barn ideas for horses. There's another one called Homestead Kids. That's when I started saving stuff for quite a few years ago. Not sure how much of that one I'm going to use, but I'm going to like incorporate some of that. So, that's going to be more information I can share with people. Homestead Kitchens, and this is kind of like kitchen layout kind of thing. Well, that's what it started out as. And then, or like how to equip your homestead kitchen, hand-powered kitchen tools, your kitchen needs, how to like store your cast iron, that kind of thing. Homestead Laundry, and that includes homemade laundry soaps, detergents, do-it-yourself fabric softeners, homemade dryer sheets, different types of homemade laundry detergents and fabric softeners, and different ways to make your own dryer sheets and hand washing clothes. Just there's a whole bunch of different things. And then I have Homestead Layouts, which is I started putting these on here when I was trying to figure out how to fix and set up my mom and dad's property. So I probably won't really use this one much. I'll put the information out there that I have, but we have our property. And we pretty much have the layout that I want, so. Homestead Lotions. Now this is homemade lotions, homemade lotion bars, different things, different types of lotions for different issues. There's, like homemade chamomile lotion, vanilla bean winter lotion bars, how to make solid lotion bars, natural sunscreen lotion bars. That should have been in the soaps. Do-it-yourself rose lotion bars, do-it-yourself rose lotion bars recipe without beeswax. Just a whole bunch of different ones. There's one for a rose body conditioner. This is a game changer for dry skin. Dandelion lotion bars, dandelion citrus. Basil anti-aging face cream recipe. Goat's milk body butter recipe. So there's a whole bunch, just a whole bunch in there. So, and then homestead management, and this is more making your home cozy on a budget. Yearly homestead schedule and planner, month-to-month homestead to-do lists, homestead tasks month by month, homestead planning with a binder, just kind of different things that I was looking at to kind of give me an idea of how to organize and keep tabs on everything we were doing in our homestead. So I'm still kind of figuring that one out. And then homestead money, and we've already talked about that one on the money makers and earning cash for the homestead. And this has to do with like a bunch of different things that you can do to use your homestead to help make money for your homestead. So again, we've already talked about that. So Homestead Natural Beauty. Now that is this is how one of them is called This is how to use coconut oil and baking soda to look 10 years younger. Natural deodorant bar. Whitening, remineralizing, and detoxifying coconut oil toothpaste. And as soon as I get all my stuff, I'm going to be home making my toothpaste. Whether it's a tooth powder, toothpaste, whatever. Because the store-bought toothpastes have a ton of chemicals that you do not need. Not even fluoride. Look it up. Fluoride is toxic. Extremely toxic. I'm not going to get into a debate. So don't leave a comment if all you're going to do is debate and try to argue about it. Because the information is out there. Look it up. There's one on hair growth rice conditioner, frankincense anti-aging cream, do-it-yourself coffee hair growth spray. Again, there's a whole bunch of different things. So, Homestead outdoor kitchens. And again, I was looking at this, which I still might look more of those up because we're definitely going to have an outdoor kitchen. Now, on one of them, they have them, it's a video of them building an outdoor pizza oven, which I really think I'm going to do.
That sounds good.
Because I'd really love to do that in our outdoor kitchen, or at least next to it, because I think it'd be really cool. So. And then there's homestead peacocks, and of course, I don't think we're going to have peacocks on our homestead, so I probably won't really add to that. I'll probably share the information I have, because I'm sure there's homesteaders out there that have them, but I don't think we will. Then there's homestead pets. And the reason I started saving these ones is to start saving pins on homemade pet food. Because even the pet foods are unhealthy. They're full of chemicals, and they're toxic to your animals. They're not healthy for them. So, that was one of the reasons I started saving those. And there's even pet shampoo recipes. And then homemade pheasants. We're not gonna have pheasants on our farm. I'll share the information, but we're not gonna have pheasants on our farm. Homestead pigs. I'm still debating on that one. Now, if I come across a situation where we're getting our barns built, and I find somebody giving away piglets for free, yes, I'll take them, and yes, we'll have pigs on our homestead. I'll take them for free. If you're gonna, if I can get a hold of free farm animals to help start our farm, definitely. And if that happens, there'll definitely be videos. You guys will definitely know. And also, in this, there's also information on growing the food for the pigs, planting a pig pasture, fencing, housing, that kind of thing. There's another one, lessons in raising pigs, what not to do. 12 tips on how to raise pigs for meat. Because I would love to have fresh ham and bacon. Because now it's getting to where you can't really trust the ham and the pork that's on the store shelves because they're putting one specific set of chemicals in there. That V word, if you know what I mean. It's being put in the pork. I'm even debating on buying a ham for Thanksgiving. I want to, and we have to discuss that one a little bit more. I might actually start asking around to see if we could get something local. Because I do know a few people now, so I just don't want to end up with us getting those chemicals in our body that's literally going to destroy our systems the way God created us and meant for our bodies to work. And then I have Homestead Prep, and that one speaks for itself, obviously. There's one in there called Build Your Stockpile with $5 a week. Now I will go over some of these. I'm going to be leaning more on like non-food prep and how much food to plant for a year for different family sizes. And then, some of the other stuff that's in here too. Then I have Homestead Quail, and we are going to have quail. And that's again on, what to grow to feed them, raising quail for beginners, quail farming, homemade quail feed, best feed for quail, what to feed quail chicks, how to take care of baby quail. So, yeah, basic needs of Coturnix quail, building a quail coop, preparing them for winter, that kind of thing. So, and Homestead rabbits, and we will have rabbits. And I think we're going to lean on, instead of the rabbits for meat, we're going to lean on them for the business part of our homestead, for raising them and selling them. And I'm also going to let our daughter take care of that. And that can be a way that she can earn money too. So, and then there's homestead recipes, and this incorporates a whole bunch of things. Like, one of the things I have in here is the chocolate depression cake with no eggs, no butter, and no milk. Another one is broccoli raisin salad. That just sounds really good. The homemade pantry. Just a whole bunch of different homemade things that you can home make. And even right down to 4-ingredient fudgesicles. Homemade Star Crunch cookies. Homemade red velvet pancakes. It's a whole bunch of different things. So, those are going to be fun to go over. Homestead root cellars, how to build them, that kind of thing. Root cellar alternatives, if you can't have your own root cellar, make your own pantry shelves. Building a homestead root cellar, and in this particular one, it has you using cement blocks, which I've actually thought of that. How to build a solid root cellar. And then I have some things in there. One of the things that's in there is how much to plant for a year's supply of food, which I will go over those ones. But there's a lot of good information in this one too, so. Homemade scrubs and lip balms. And the scrubs, I mean like body scrubs or sugar scrubs, that kind of thing. There's one for a peppermint sugar scrubs. Do-it-yourself tinted lip balms. The best do-it-yourself and easy vanilla cream lip balms. Lip balm with coconut oil. So those are going to be fun, so. Homestead seed saving. I don't have much in that one. I do have a couple of books on that. I don't even know if those made it into the trailer in Michigan, but I'll definitely go over these pins. Homestead sewing. There's one called Sewing Planner, Hand Sewing Lessons. 12 ways to cut up fat quarters for quilting. Your first quilt. How to repair a torn seam. Turn placemats into pouches instantly. Invisible denim repair. Do-it-yourself heating pad. Reusable kitchen sponge. How to make cloth pads. Going paperless in the kitchen. And a whole bunch of different things. Unpaper towel tutorial. I know I've mentioned that. So, Homestead sheep. Now, we probably will not have sheep. But I'll go over these pins anyway, because I know there's a lot of homesteaders that want sheep, so. I'm just thinking of, how much pasture we're going to have, and where, and that kind of thing. Sorry, I almost lost everything that was on my lap. Anyway. But this one has, like, raising sheep for beginner's guide, what to grow for your sheep, I think. Grow your own livestock feed, chickens, pigs, goats, and sheep. Which I will write those pins down. And I will make sure they get on here. Okay, homestead skills. Now this incorporates, like, there's one called Easy Farmhouse Do-It-Yourself Lanterns. Homesteading for women, gardening, herbs, chickens, crafts, and more. 18 things you should stop buying and start making. Make your own sugar. Where to start, advice for beginning homesteaders. Just things like that. 50 lost remedies from the old days. Living off grid, ideas you can use. Just, again, things like that. So, Homestead Smokehouse. And this is, I do believe I even have, like, do-it-yourself smokehouse plans. My cedar smokehouse. My home-built smokehouse. 25 awesome smokehouse designs, perfect for any home exterior. And I'm more than likely going to end up using one of those. So, even though we'll probably just use the logs off the property to build our smokehouse. So, now, this is one of my favorite ones. Homestead soap making, sorry. And there's so many. So many in here. There's one especially I'm going to try is a melt and pour candy cane soap. Can't wait for that one. So it'll be good Christmas gifts. There's even how to make your own do-it-yourself liquid Castile soap. Guide to additives for homemade soap. Just a whole bunch. And yeah, I'm going to go over every one of those. So, okay, and then there's Homestead Solar. And I don't have many on this one, but I have a few, and I will put out there what I do have, so. Homestead Storage, and that's like how to keep carrots fresh all winter, how to wash and store fresh eggs, 8 reasons to build a homestead cold room, go beyond a cellar, how to dry cure meat at home, 12 ways to store meat without a fridge, how to keep carrots, potatoes, and beets fresh all winter, storing apples without a root cellar, how we keep apples fresh up to 14 months without electricity, how to store apples for the winter, how to store flour so it lasts over a decade. So yeah, that one's going to has a lot of good information in it. Homestead syrups, and this has information in it like 16 trees you can tap for syrup. Strawberry syrup, 27 trees to tap for syrup. Lemon cream syrup, homemade simple syrups, blackberry simple syrup. Small batch maple syrup making. Just different things like that. Homestead tanning. Now I only have 2 pins in there. I don't know how much of that we're going to be doing. But I might actually get into that because if we start even small game hunting, we might be able to make something out of it, even add it to our homestead business and sell it. Homestead toilets, now that might sound funny, but I was looking up like composting toilets, that kind of thing. And I think I already know what I'm going to do, but anyway. Homestead tools. And this has stuff like things you need to live off the grid. 40 strange but brilliant ways to use cinder blocks that you wouldn't think of. Must have tools for the homestead. Beginner. 9 gardening supplies you can get for free. How to equip your homestead kitchen. That probably should have been homestead kitchens, but 17 homestead items to look for at yard sales. 56 essential items for a new homesteader to make the journey easier. So that one's going to be that one has a lot of really helpful information. Homestead turkeys, and we're going to have turkeys. And this even has how to make homemade layer feed, what to grow for them, because we're going to be all about even making the feed and growing the vegetables that they can all eat. So even we can be self-sufficient even with our animals. So we don't have to depend on store-bought anything. Again, there's homestead water systems. This is like off-grid water systems, how to bring water to your homestead, how to dig a well, how to have endless hot water without electricity, how to build a rain barrel system, off-grid water heater, stuff like that. So, and then I have homestead weight loss, and there's so many people that struggle with this, and this is just different recipes and stuff like that. Homestead winters. 13 winter activities for the modern homesteader. A guide to winter sowing for your plants. How to make warm mittens with a pattern. 10 ways to get your homestead ready for winter. How to build an off-grid winter cabin for $300. Probably should have put that in the cabin builds. Maintaining off-grid systems in the winter. 20 crucial homestead items to stockpile for the winter. And then, last but not least, homestead wood cook stoves. And I was just basically downloading pins that, showed how people had their wood stove set up. This one says what you need to know about heating with wood on the homestead. Appliances for life off-grid. How to make do-it-yourself fire starters. Off-grid pallet wood cabin. I don't know why that one was in here. 40 plus ways to use wood ash. 30 uses for wood ash. How to cook on a wood stove. So, but that's the extent of my pins. And see, this video is like 43 minutes now. I might go ahead and just put this one out there, and then I'll consider this like an intro to it, I guess. I won't start what I was going to tonight. This at least introduces it. So I think I'll actually start going through and start the series tomorrow. So you have an introduction of what I have on there and what we're going to be going through and the kind of information you're going to get. So there's just a wealth of information. And I'm willing to share it. So, and I'm not claiming anything to it or anything. It's information I have saved and I'm just sharing it. So, but I'm going to get off from here and upload this video, and I'm going to make sure that in the morning I can get on here and start with that number one pin and get this series going and get more information out there for you guys. So I hope you guys have a good night and get some sleep and just, try to wake up refreshed and be ready for your day. And remember that homestead mindset. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Bye.